All right, so welcome to Puerto Rico. We are here. We just finished the second Freedom Funnel Boot Camp. Have a lot of things going on. For those of you who've never attended, every event ends with a great story. And at this event, we gave out the Honey Badger Award. Honey Badger was a award that we gave out at all the EGSs for the people that just put their head down, went to the grindstone and worked. Travis Plumb and his business partner, Levi Lascsak, who we're going to speak with today here on the I Love Agent Attraction podcast. What they've done is incredible. Incredible. These guys were in the back of the rooms while other agents that were already doing $1 million in GCI, they were in the back of the rooms, not only not knowing how to sell a house, but having probably no real concept of the agent attraction opportunity and the freedom it created. And in a short 18 months, let's just round to about 18 months, year and a half, these guys have not only sold more real estate than most real estate agents will sell in their whole career, they have recruited over 40 agents. They've done them all with marketing online, understanding the concepts of really attracting. And me and Woods are going to pick his mind clean. We have our good buddy, Travis Plumb. Man, Travis, thank you for coming, being here. Thanks. I know you got a flight leaving out and we have a hard stop, so we're going to go fast and get right to it.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you for having me here, man. Blessed and grateful to be out here in this beautiful Puerto Rico, man. It's amazing out here. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Give us like a 1 minute where your production business is, like a 1 minute overview, how long you've been in the business, just so people can have some context.
Yeah, so I got licensed in December of 2020. And, we launched a YouTube channel. Me and my business partner, Levi, launched a YouTube channel. We didn't sell our very first house until April of last year. So since April of last year, last April, we closed one house. And since last year, we've sold almost $100 million worth of real estate, all from YouTube, free, no cold calling, no door knocking. We've not spent a single dollar in advertising, and we've done that in about 1 year.
Man, that's awesome. So that's pretty incredible. But what y'all did with the agent attraction side was also incredible. And I think it's good to point out this is through social media. It's really governing the laws that are required in today's market to attract. They're leveraging social media. They're building an audience and have compelling offers. And those are the types of things that the Freedom Funnel Bootcamp is teaching people in regards to agent attraction. So how did y'all apply that to your agent attraction business?
Yeah, exactly. The most important thing for me when I got into real estate was I knew that I could do the agent attraction model. There's so many different ways to do it. Facebook groups, advertising, going to networking events. We wanted to do everything, but the most important thing for us was we're not recruiters, right? We want to attract the right people, and we do that by helping their business. And the most important thing for me was building out the story. How am I going to be a brand new agent coming in, having, no success whatsoever? I wanted to prove the model so that way I could help other agents do that. So through selling a bunch of real estate, I think it helped me, teaching other agents how we can really truly help their business. You know what I'm saying? That was really important to me. I know there's a million, we have people on our team that are brand new agents that are bringing on brand new agents. So it's not like you have to sell $100 million worth of real estate. You just need to figure out and craft your story and be able to figure out what people's pain points are and be able to truly help them. And yeah, and since then, the way that we're recruiting right now is just like you said. We have our funnels. We have our course that we teach people how to use in YouTube, and that's what we're using to attract other agents. That's one of the main ways that we're doing to attract other agents.
So I agree. The only thing that I think is true, man, and I've said this from day one. I think first of all, you started working on your webinar before you had your license. Okay, yes. You did, yes. And you recorded it. So you guys did the work. You came to that. Levi had nailed a webinar before he had his license. So y'all were very astute to building a webinar. How important is a webinar for being successful online?
I think it's everything.
And so I believe that as well. And we know that as digital marketers, the story is very important. And you kind of, your story of you were doing this, but this was better, etc. The truth is that I believe that you have so many stories. You're probably one of the best networkers I know. I remember when we worked on your story the first time, I was like, dude, literally everybody. And the second thing that, you've managed almost what, $500,000 plus of a monthly Facebook budget, built websites. We'll leave the names of them out for point of contacts, but like, you know, you've had people spend, you know, commit $500,000 to building their online marketing. So you were an online marketer, but for you, even you thought production was important. You needed to craft your story. And that's one thing that I think that for most people, especially when they come to the boot camp, is they have a story. And I think one of the most important things is having somebody help craft their story and take advantage of that blind spot, that thing that's there that they don't even see. And
that's exactly what we did too. I mean, we had someone help us find those blind spots, and just because we've done 100 million since last year in sales, that wasn't our original claim to fame. It was 100K in 100 days. That was our story, you know what I mean? And that's actually still what we're running to this day. We're not out here saying, oh, we've done 100 million in sales. Like, that's just not what we're running. We're trying to help people get to that first 100K. You know what I'm saying? But there are so many different stories.
And that's very important. Yeah, because that was a big conversation with a lot of people, is that if you've done 6 figures in real estate, then it's all how you craft the story. Did you do 6 figures from Google, from YouTube in 100 days? Did you do it after moving to a brand new market? Did you do it all by yourself, part-time, while, you know, managing 4 kids as a single mom?
Exactly.
So it's really that spin in the story that brings them in interest, and y'all did such a great job at crafting y'all's and being able to set up for the next angle that you can put in the marketplace.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, everyone has their own story. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be YouTube. It could be cold calling. It could be door knocking. It could be Facebook ads. It could be Facebook groups. Like, we have a lady on our team. Her name is Himiko. She's already sold, like, she actually bought a house from us in California, found us on YouTube, bought a house from us in California, loved us so much. She joined our team in Dallas in January. She's already sold like 30 or 35 homes. 10 of them or so, 10, 15 came from YouTube, but the other 20, she's all done organically from Facebook groups. And she's brand new to the Dallas area, so that's her story. And now we can help her with her funnel, with her offer, with her story, putting it all together in order to get to that next level to where you want to run traffic. Because even if you're brand new, if you have a good story, you can help anybody. You don't have to have any money. You have a self-liquidating offer, you can spend unlimited amounts of money. I mean, that's really the ticket to being able to agent attract without having to even spend money. Matter of fact, if you do it right, you do it well enough, you can make tons of money and recruit for free.
Yeah, but the problem is that most people don't even think that way because they're not thinking of a funnel. They're thinking about making a list of their 5 best friends and the 6 people they met at a broker open.
It's a good start.
Yeah. It's a good start.
Well, maybe you can explain, you know, a funnel, you know, for people that maybe aren't thinking that way, so they kind of understand. Maybe explain a little bit of the mechanics of, you know, how the Freedom Funnel works.
Yeah.
Right? Because you guys started from just basically the template.
Oh, for
right?
sure.
The template of our Freedom Funnel.
Exactly.
And you guys obviously put your story in, modified it, and you continue to tweak on it over time.
100%. Right? Well, we're always working on the funnel, right?
Yeah, and I think a good thing that the Freedom Funnel is just principles.
It is.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's not anything that we've invented. It's one of those things that you just do. It's the list of the step-by-step best practices that all top marketers do.
Oh, for sure, and it's really and it's fairly simple when you get down to the mechanics of everything. I mean, you need to have your offer, right? Whatever that offer is going to be. And the reason why I love ads is, like, some of the, you know, there's a lot of people who've been in the EXP for a long time. They knew everybody in real estate. They had, you know, big networks, so it's easy. A lot of people think that, oh, well, because I'm not, you know, you or Brent Gove or someone like that, how do I recruit? That's the best thing about running ads, is because you can reach such a large audience of people who don't even know you. But it's like YouTube, like, you can't say the wrong thing to the right person, right? If you get your ad or your story in front of someone who may never know you, but they like what you're saying, you're going to attract them into the funnel. And the way you do that is first with a very clear offer, right? Ours is how to make 100K in 100 days as brand new real estate agents without cold calling, door knocking, or spending a single penny on advertising on YouTube, right? So who are we attracting? We're attracting other agents that want to get into YouTube, right? So when they land on that page, then that's when you have to have your webinar, right? You know, we have a little 3-minute video on our landing page. It's kind of like a highlight reel of everything that we've kind of compiled together over the last year of different interviews. Boom, they land on that landing page. They click it, yes, I'm interested. It goes to a 20-minute, ours is a 20-minute VSL video sales letter. When they watch that, then they can register for our live webinar. We actually have on-demand webinars running at all times, and then we have 2 live webinars twice a week that Levi hops on, does a 1-hour live webinar and about a 30-minute Q&A. That's when we make our offer to the audience, right?
Yeah.
Like, no one knows about EXP at all.
Right,
Never have we pitched EXP, never have we pitched RevShare or stock or anything. We are pitching the opportunity to partner with us so we can help them with their business. And I think for everyone watching this, I mean, that's really important, that if you're making your offer, you're there to help them, not recruit them necessarily, you know?
Well, yeah, and you know what's interesting is when you say that, what it makes me, I remember working with Levi on a webinar that I built. I don't know if you heard the story, you might have at the first boot camp. And I remember him coming up to the end. So Levi was responsible for making the sale, right? Yeah. So I did the webinar, and then I promoted Levi. And so Levi came back to me and he was like, Mike, you got to include me in the story on the front end, because I'm getting on the phone with these people and they don't know who I am. I was like, okay, yeah, no problem. And so we went back and I told our story, yep. Like how we met, all of the background, you know, that he worked for me, and these things that I just left out. I know them, they don't know them. So they start to put more of that story together. I called him up and I was like, how'd it go? He's like, dude, these people are talking to me like I'm a celebrity, yeah. You know, and that's the power.
The difference.
Yeah, yeah. And so at the Freedom Funnel Bootcamp, the most important thing for anybody who's watching who might have interest, there's a link in the description for the next one. We've done 2. We're doing our 3rd one. We're going to take a break for a little while. But if you are interested, you can go there. And if we don't have one coming up, you can go on the waiting list. But one thing that we do is we spend a lot of time on the story. And people don't realize this. Once you had the idea, the story, and all of the copy done, meaning all of the stuff that we do at the Freedom Funnel Bootcamp, when it comes down to actually wiring it up or hooking it up, so to speak, how hard is that part? I mean, for somebody who knows how to do it? I'm talking time-wise.
Once you have, if you use the basic fundamentals of like what y'all teach, I think the class that y'all have is phenomenal. I mean, I've told Woods this every single time, and it just got better even this last time. But that's the same thing with your funnel. That's the same thing with your offer. You just work on it over, and it's never really done. We still work on ours. We still work on our copy. But when you have the basic fundamentals and you truly understand that, I mean, I think that's the most important piece. It's easy. I think it's really easy for anyone to go and do. Even with all my experience, I still hired someone to help, right? You know, I mean, that's what you do. You need someone who looks from the outside in, who may be seeing things from a different perspective. You know, that's what we did when we started building out our course. You know what I mean? I mean, we had someone help us, you know, with kind of like the structure of that course. Even though I've built courses and run ads and all this other stuff, I still want help. So there's always someone who's smarter, who's better, who can help you more. But I think once you get those basic fundamentals, I think it's pretty easy to get it done. Yeah,
and what I was really pointing out was, for me, so I'm going to start a funnel this week. Yep. I'm really excited. Woke up, texted Woods. I've been wanting to do it. It will take me minimum 2 days to do all the copy. It could take me 2 weeks. Yep. I could start all over. But once I start with the first letter on the page, who's my ICP, who am I going after? Yep. From that point, all of the time is vested in doing those documents. Once all of that's done, once I have the headline, the grabber, the call to action, once I have those templates, once I've stacked my ammo, creating the webinar, creating the ad, you know, I have all of the keywords, all my positioning, my messaging, what I'm offering, how I'm offering it, once I have all that written out and on paper, I can hand that to someone on my team to actually build out the funnel, and they can get it. How long would you say?
You know, they can definitely get it in with a matter of hours. I mean, if they were to focus on it all day,
and they were good,
they could be wired up in a day.
Yep. Yeah, and the reason I want to point that out is, if people think of the technology as the hard part,
right?
Don't think of the technology as the hard part. Think of the technology being like your car, right? Like your car works if you invest in gas, it gets you to where you want to go. Yeah. And doing all the templates is like, that's your car. And if you put gas in it, meaning if you pay someone to wire it up, it will go. If you sit there and try to build your own car from scratch and be, you know, Elon Musk, you might get frustrated. But you don't have to be in the business of building a car. If you're not a mechanic, don't mess with it. Go get somebody to sell you some petroleum and put fire on it.
I think one of the things that a lot of people get excited about, you know, I know from the boot camp, this has been kind of some of the feedback And this originally started with working with you guys and working with a handful of people kind of in our inner circle of basically being able to just give them our templates, you know, for the funnel pages and then for the campaigns and stuff like that to start from. Like, was that helpful for you guys when you guys were first getting started?
Totally, man. I mean, I think the structure is the most important thing because, like, we're all out here. You know what I'm saying? We're all busy. We got families. Like, it's really hard to piece. If you don't have a structure and you don't have someone helping you along the way, it's really hard to piece everything together unless you have a lot of experience. So when you have the templates and you do this, because everything's just a process, right? I mean, everything is just a simple process. Once you know what that process is, then it's a duplicatable process. That's when you make big bucks. That's when you can do this for, you know, selling real estate, recruiting. Like, you know, once you have a duplicatable process, because the funnel's the same, the components are the same across the board. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's all the same across the board, no matter what. You could go out and you can sell underwear if you know how to build a funnel. You know what I'm saying? You can sell anything you want. So understanding those basic principles and following, it's like a blueprint, right? It's easy when you have a blueprint to go over to Jay's house. Like right now, if someone drew me out a little blueprint, I could get there. You know, if I didn't have a blueprint, I'd be lost out here in these trees. You know what I'm saying? But I love it. I mean, I think the structure is there. Everything is just step by step by step by step. And by the time you walk out of there, you're done. You know, then you have so much time. You know, it's not, you're going to have to go back and work on it. You know what I mean? But at least it's done. Like all the hard, like the brain dump is there, the structure is there, the blueprint's there, everything is just there. So yeah, I mean, it's super simple.
When someone reaches out to you through the funnel, someone who you guys don't know them, what's that call usually like? Like if you were to say, typically this is what
you're not going to believe me, but they're just like, hey man, where do I sign up?
Yeah.
You know, if they make it all the way, if you build out the funnel the right way, you're going to get the right people. You know what I'm saying? Like when we get on the phone with someone, because we have the landing page, then we have the VSL, then we have the webinar. If they watch that webinar, we give them, this is why we have a course, right? You know, because this is what our self-liquidating offer is. We have 3 offers. Offer 1 is the lower price point. Offer 2 is a higher price point. And offer 3 would be schedule a strategy call with us to partner and see how we can help you build your YouTube channel absolutely free. So the people who don't, you know, necessarily want to partner with us or anything else, they'll buy the course. You know what I'm saying? They'll drop $4,000 just off the funnel. Like, you know how hard it is to like sell a $4,000 course without selling someone, like actually getting on the phone and trying to sell them. Like that's, if you build everything out right, you can have a self-liquidating offer. And then when they hop on our strategy calls, they're like at 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and most of the time we've had calls where they're done in 3 minutes, where they're just like, hey guys, like, how do I partner up with you guys? And it's that simple.
Yeah, I think that's the difference. I think if you're not getting on the phone with people that are asking questions about partnering, they're not asking questions about the opportunity. I think if most of the agent attraction conversations begin with you speaking to someone who was not expecting to have a conversation with you about an opportunity, meaning you're having to, you know, crawl through and position and, you know, use all of these ninja tactics, which do work, by the way. They do work, but you get to a point where you would rather get on the phone where you talk to people who are predisposed. That's where the attraction versus chase comes in. And there's no better way than to do that for a funnel. I think one of the things that makes me why y'all were so deserving of the Honey Badger Award is just because y'all did the work. Y'all started doing the work for day one. Meaning you've always started online, right? So if you're not doing anything online, social media,
you can just reach so many people.
Yeah, and y'all did it so fast, and so I think that it's easier to grow fast than it's to grow slow.
Yeah, for sure.
They say it's easier to own 50 apartment units than one, right? It's easier to own 50 rentals than it is to have one. There was another thing I heard the other day. It was like that they made a comparison to that, and I was like, that is true. It is easier to have more than doing that than. And that's what it is like when you're doing what it is that we're doing. You know, when you're going online, when you're leveraging online, it's a lot easier to go out and find people and do it fast than it is to do it slow. The reason people don't is not because it's not possible. They don't do it that way because they don't know how. Exactly. And so all you got to do is learn. If you're not getting what you want out of life, your business, fitness, All you got to do is get more organized. The most organized people would win. What y'all have done is you've organized your message, you've organized around your strategy, you actually have a plan, you have a system, you have a way to build your cold audience, nurture your warm audience, calls to action to create one-on-one sales environments. Our marketing's job is to put somebody into the sales process, right? Y'all have a way to do that. You're obeying the laws that govern success online. And it had nothing to do with whether that was 5 years, you've been in real estate 30 years, none of that.
Matter.
It didn't matter. Yeah, the strategist always wins.
And dude, I mean, 100% agree, and I love what you were saying earlier, is like, we get qualified people on the phone now, but it was like through a process, like all the sales ninja stuff does work, but those phone calls were like 45 minutes to an hour. You know what I mean? They weren't predisposed to EXP. They weren't predisposed to, they were predisposed to the offer a little bit, but it was like through refining that we were able to get really good, solid people on the phone. I think that's really important for people to understand, is like, it's all a process. When now, you know, when we do that, they're a private partner call. At the beginning, I mean, our calendars were just full all day long, and they were hour blocks instead of 30-minute blocks, because we were having to go over the course. Then they were like, well, what's the partnership opportunity look like? Well, then we have to try to talk about EXP. So now we help them grow their business, and then before they even hop on to a partner call with us, we send off the automated email that basically predisposes them to EXP before they can book. And then when they book, they've already watched the video on EXP, right?
Yep.
And then they're coming on to the phone. So I think it's really important for people to know, like, it's just a process, but if you learn it the right way and don't have to make all the mistakes that we've made, you can get it done right a lot faster too.
How many people do you think through your funnel that you'll recruit frontline in the next 12 to 24 months? Let's go 12 months.
Dude, I mean,
honestly, 12 months.
12 months from now?
From today.
Oh, at least another 100 to 150.
Frontline.
Frontline.
Yeah.
We're doing about
how many
1
will
to 2
y'all
a
call?
week.
How many will y'all call?
Oh, we won't call anyone. And we don't follow up. We don't do any, because like the right people say yes, right? You can't say the wrong thing to the right people. When you build it out, when you have a funnel and you have the process, it works. It works every single time. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like, it's crazy seeing it like in real life. I mean, we started doing this in probably November. We have 45 in the front line, 340 people in the total organization in just a matter of about 6 months, and now we're consistently bringing on about 1 to 2 people a week, and the amount of profit that we're making from the course as well.